So today we're doing something that I honestly think is going to change how you go through your day. Usually we're looking at, productivity hacks or digging into history, things you can see and touch, but today we are tackling something that most of us treat as, well, as magic, basically.
Magic, that's a strong word.
Well, it feels like magic, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. You're on the bus, staring out the window, you put headphones on, and a certain sequence of sounds starts, and suddenly you're crying.
Right, or you're at the gym, you're exhausted.
Yeah. And then a certain beat drops, and suddenly you're ready to run through a brick wall. It feels purely emotional. Like it's just this, this mist of feelings.
But it's not.
It's not. We have a stack of research here that says music isn't magic at all. It's math.
It is absolutely math.
Yeah.
And physics. And honestly, the best word for it, and the one the source text uses, is architecture.
Architecture. That's the framing that really stuck with me. We are doing a deep dive into the architecture of sound. We've pulled from a really comprehensive music theory text that breaks down the nuts and bolts of Western art music. Scales, melody, harmony, the whole toolkit.
Right. And our mission here, just to be clear, isn't to make music sound dry or academic.
Yeah.
We want to decode that invisible logic behind the songs you love. We want to trace the line from the hard physics of a vibrating string all the way to the emotional manipulation of a major key.
Emotional manipulation. It sounds a little ominous, doesn't it?
A little.
But after reading this, I realized that's exactly what's happening. Composers are pulling levers. They know exactly which button to press to make me feel sad or triumphant or anxious.
They're engineers of feeling.
Yeah.
And they are using a very specific set of blueprints.
I love that. So I'm excited to finally understand why certain songs hit me the way they do. Where do we even start?
We have to start at the absolute bottom, the foundation. If you're building a house, you need lumber. If you're building music, you need a pool of pitches.
Okay, this idea of the pool is interesting because in the real world, sound it's continuous.
Exactly. Think about a siren passing you. It just slides from high to low. Woo! Or the wind, it covers every possible micro pitch in between. But music makes a choice. It decides not to use that infinite range. It draws from a limited, fixed pool of specific notes.
It's like painting, but you only have a set of, say, 12 markers instead of every color in the universe.
That's a perfect way to put it. And that set of markers is what we call a scale. But the big question is, how do we decide which markers go in the set?
Yeah.
And this is where the physics gets really, really cool. The most fundamental piece of this puzzle is the octave.
The octave. Okay, this was the part where my brain had to do a little gymnastics. The text talks about this duplication effect.
Right.
Like if I play a low C on a piano and the next C up, they're different, one is higher, but they also sound identical.
They blend. They just melt into each other. If you play them at the same time, it almost sounds like one big, rich note.
And the source explains this isn't just, in my head, it's hard physics.
It is. It goes right back to the vibrating string. Imagine you have a guitar string. You pluck it. It vibrates at a certain frequency.
Okay.
Now, imagine you take another string that's exactly half the length of the first one.
Half the length. Got it.
Well, physics dictates that the short string will vibrate exactly twice as fast. A perfect 2-to-1 ratio.
And that ratio is the magic key.
That ratio is everything. Because it vibrates twice as fast, it creates an overtone that reinforces the lower note perfectly. It's so mathematically clean that your ear just accepts the higher note as a duplicate.
The text had this great real-world example. When men and women sing unison, like at a birthday party, they aren't actually singing the same pitch, are they?
No, they're not. And it's fascinating. Men usually have longer vocal cords, so their natural range is lower. Women will just naturally sing an octave higher. But if you ask them, they'll swear they're singing the exact same thing.
Because to the brain, it feels the same.
Right. They're locking into that octave relationship because it's so fundamental. It's the bedrock. We frame all our music inside these octaves.
So we have the frame, the octave, and we divide that frame up into smaller steps to make scales. The source really focuses on two big ones, diatonic and chromatic.
Right. And if you just picture a piano, this becomes super clear. The diatonic scale is the white keys. 7 pitches. 7 steps, and the 8th is the duplicate. That's the foundation of Western music. For centuries, that was pretty much the whole vocabulary.
Yeah, but then you've got the black keys.
The chromatic scale. Later on, 5 more pitches got added between those white keys. So now, inside that same octave, you have 12 pitches instead of 7.
The text made a really important point here, though. It said the chromatic scale didn't replace the diatonic one. It wasn't like an upgrade where you throw the old phone away.
No, and That's a huge misconception. Composers didn't just say, oh, new notes, let's scrap the old system. They used the chromatic notes, the black keys, to color the diatonic framework.
Color.
Yeah, the word chromatic actually comes from the Greek word chroma, which means color.
So the white keys are the skeleton, and the black keys are the shading and the paint.
In a lot of music, yes. You establish your home base with the clear, simple diatonic notes, and then you create tension or drama by weaving in those chromatic notes. It adds richness.
Okay, so we've got our pool of notes.
Yeah.
Now we need to actually build something. Melody. And the source is the DNA of melody comes down to intervals.
An interval is just the distance between two pitches. And the building blocks it focuses on are the half step and the whole step.
The half step is the smallest possible jump on a keyboard, right? Two keys right next to each other.
Correct. And emotionally. The half step it's powerful.
The example they gave was perfect. The Jaws theme. It's so simple, just those two notes. But it's so menacing. Why does a half step make me feel like I'm about to get eaten by a shark?
Because it creates immediate tension. It's cramped. The frequencies are so close they're almost rubbing against each other. It feels unstable. It needs to move. That sound just triggers a warning system in your brain.
And compare that to the whole step.
Which is just two half steps.
Okay.
The text used 3 blind mice.
Yeah, those are two whole steps going down. It sounds
Dude.
open, clear.
It doesn't have that shark is coming tension, does it? It's stable. It feels safe.
So composers are stringing these steps together to build a tune. And I love the comparison the author made between a tune and a poem.
It's a beautiful analogy. A tune is divided into phrases. Just like you need to take a breath when you read poetry, a musical phrase needs a natural pause.
And there's a balance to it. Tunes usually break into, 2, 4, or 8 measures, very symmetrical.
Humans love symmetry. But what's really fascinating is how a tune travels within that symmetry. It has a shape, a climax, and a cadence.
Let's use their big example, the Star-Spangled Banner. I've heard that song 1,000 times, but I never thought about its structure like this.
It's perfect melodic architecture. Think about the emotional arc. Where's the highest point of the whole song?
The text says it hits on the word free, or the land of the free.
Exactly. That's the climax. And it's not an accident. They put the most crucial word of the whole anthem at the very peak of the melody's range. It feels like a shade.
If that high note was on, like the word the, it wouldn't land at all.
It would feel so awkward. The music and the meaning have to align. And then right after that peak, you get the cadence.
The stopping play.
And the home of the brave. That is a solid final cadence. It feels finished. It's the period at the end of the sentence. If you stop the song before that, your brain would itch.
Okay, before we move on from melody, let's quickly distinguish between motive and theme.
Right. They're different. A motive is just a seed, a fragment.
Like Beethoven.
That is a motive. It's just 4 notes. It's too short to be a full tune, but that little rhythmic pattern is the motor that runs the entire symphony.
Versus a theme.
A theme is the main topic. It's a fully developed melody that gets repeated and varied. So if the motive is a brick, the theme is the whole wall.
I like that. Okay, so we've been talking about the horizontal dimension melody over time. Now let's go vertical. Harmony.
Harmony is what happens when pitches sound together. And honestly, this is where the emotional manipulation really kicks into high gear.
Consonance and dissonance.
The 2 poles of harmony, the yin and yang.
Before reading this, I assumed dissonance just meant bad sound, a mistake.
That's the common assumption. But it's not about good or bad, it's about rest versus tension. Consonance sounds agreeable, stable. You can sleep on a consonant chord.
And dissonance creates tension, it sounds discordant.
Right, but, and this is the key insight, dissonance is not the enemy.
The food analogy they used really clicked for me.
Oh, the salt.
Yeah. Imagine a meal with no salt, no spice. It would be edible, but so boring. Dissonance is the salt, it's the spice.
Exactly. Dissonance provides the tension that requires resolution. The consonance wouldn't feel so good if you didn't have the dissonance first. It propels the music forward.
It's the plot twist in a movie. You need the danger to appreciate the safety.
Precisely. If there's no villain, the hero is boring.
That connects perfectly to the idea of texture. The source describes it as the weave of the music.
Another textile analogy. How many threads are there? How are they woven together?
Let's run through the 3 types they mention: monophony, homophony, and polyphony.
Monophony is the simplest.
Yeah.
Mono, for one. A single line, no accompaniment.
Like singing in the shower.
Or Gregorian chant. Just a pure, focused melody.
Then there's homophony.
This is most pop music. You have a clear melody, the singer, and then accompaniment that supports it, like guitar chords. The hierarchy is clear. The melody is the star.
Like Yesterday by the Beatles. Paul's singing, and the guitar is just strumming chords underneath.
Perfect example. The chords are just lifting them up.
And finally, polyphony. This one sounds the most complex.
It is. Poly, for many. You have 2 or more independent melodies fighting for attention at the same time.
The example that made it click was "Row, row, row your boat," sung as a round.
Yes. That's the most common form of polyphony we all know. You have these overlapping lines weaving together, and you have to kind of split your brain to follow them. It creates a really dense, active texture.
It's amazing we can process that instinctively. I want to get to the part that I think affects us all the most viscerally: the mood ring of music. Tonality.
Tonality is fascinating. It basically proves that music has gravity.
Gravity.
Well, we mentioned the tonic pitch earlier, the do note.
Mm-hmm.
Our ear feels this gravitational pull to return to that home pitch.
Yeah.
When his song ends, it almost always lands on the tonic. If it doesn't, you feel incomplete.
Like leaving a sentence unfinished.
Exactly. That homing instinct is tonality. And within that system, you have the modes, major and minor.
The classic happy versus sad.
It is a generalization, but it holds up remarkably well.
And the source says it's just a different arrangement of whole and half steps.
That's all it is. A slight shift in the pattern. You lower the 3rd note of the scale by a half step. That's it. But the emotional result is massive. Major mode sounds bright, cheerful.
And minor mode sounds
clouded, subdued, sad. It just has a darker, more introspective quality.
It's wild that lowering 1 or 2 notes can change the whole emotional landscape from a sunny day to a funeral.
It's a different color palette.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is when composers mix them up.
Which brings us to modulation.
Yes, this is a term I want everyone to remember. First, a key is just moving that major or minor pattern to a different starting note.
Yeah.
C major, D major, etc.
Same furniture, different room.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But modulation is when you change the key inside the song.
The text called this changing the weather.
It's one of the most powerful tools a composer has. The song is cruising along and then shift. The floor moves, the light changes.
You hear this in pop ballads all the time, right? The big truck driver's gear change at the end, where everything just goes up a step for the last chorus.
That is a modulation. It resets your ear.
Yeah.
It gives the song a fresh burst of energy just when it might be getting stale. It's a structural trick, but it creates a huge emotional lift.
So what does this all mean? We've taken the car apart to see the engine.
And hopefully we can put it back together and enjoy the drive even more now.
The biggest takeaway for me is that none of this is an accident. When I get chills, it's not magic. It's a composer using dissonance, building texture, and delaying a cadence.
Exactly. These dry terms are the emotional levers. They are the tools used to craft the experience.
So for you listening, next time you're streaming a playlist, try to listen with these ears.
Yeah, don't just let it wash over you. Ask, is this texture thick or thin?
Try to spot a modulation. Feel that moment the energy shifts. Or listen for the dissonance, that spicy note that makes the resolution feel so good.
It transforms listening from a passive activity to an active one. You start to see the architecture.
I want to leave everyone with a thought based on that dissonance discussion. The source made the point that dissonance is essential for flow. Without it, music is bland.
Food without salt.
Right. It suggests that if music resolves all its tension immediately, it just becomes boring. We actually need the conflict.
We do. The satisfaction comes from the struggle of the dissonance finding its way home.
So here's the thought. Does this suggest that in art, and maybe even in life, we actually need conflict? We need dissonance to experience the true satisfaction of resolution. Is a life without any minor keys just elevator music?
That's a profound question. Maybe perfection isn't the absence of tension, but the resolution of it.
Something to mull over. Thanks for diving in with us. We'll catch you on the next one.